This is a test of my presentation for the mind map assignment. It is going to be where I talk about my future change method. There will be a table of contents on this slide, and then I'll talk a little bit about the concept of whole systems collaboration. Basically, my view of it is there are a lot of groups of people in any system, open system usually, that are working either individually or for the benefit of someone else, and it's up to the groups to figure out how to work together and characteristics about each other using some sort of collaboration tool, change method, and then all move eventually in the same direction. I used a couple different methods for my study of the mind map and the affinity diagram. The first couple here are the ones that were required, but then I chose workout, cycle of resolution, and Six Sigma, and came up with my affinity diagram. You'll see at the top, I have kind of categorized the affinity diagram in the way that I was going to do my mind map, although it doesn't show it here. Anything that has some similarities with something else comes up at the top, and then things I found that were very unique to one method come near the bottom. So that's how I kind of used the affinity diagram to get started, and that morphed into the mind map. So my mind map here has common and unique characteristics of each of the 8 design elements. So for invitation, for example, you'll see there's a breakout here of common characteristics that I found across multiple methods. And then there are unique characteristics that I found were only characteristic of one method. And that's kind of how I designed the mind map. I needed some way to categorize the different methods and then kind of relate those to the design elements, and this is how I chose to do so. Next, I'll talk about the history behind mind mapping and affinity diagramming and why they can be important in businesses today. And then my helpful tools, I use Trello for the affinity diagram, and I use Simple Minds for the mind map. Other things I would use if I didn't have to do it on a computer would be Post-it notes and flip chart paper, or a big wall that I can just put Post-it notes on and kind of group those together. More of a kinesthetic learner, so I like to get things on a wall, see it all, kinesthetic visual, and work a little bit outside of the computer screen. So it's not done yet, obviously, but then I'll have a conclusion talking about the bullet points here with the assignment, what did I plan to do and what were my intentions, then what actually happened, what I learned from that, and how I can apply it in the future. I'll also have a resources page talking about the different books and things I used in order to complete the assignment. So it's just a draft for now, but I wanted to test the recording and test Google Slides just to make sure that they worked and get something down so that I can refer back to it later. Thanks.